Well, good morning, everybody. It's Danny and Wanda back from Pecan Grove here. Y'all kind of come on along with us a little bit today. We got some projects we're going to jump into. I got a new system we've hooked up under the cub here. Joey from JT West YouTube channel sent me a couple of links of his Farmall 140 with this blade under it. And as a kid, I think I've mentioned to y'all, my daddy used to take and just put a board across under his and just, he'd bed his rows up and he'd go on and take a board and just knock the tops off of them. I've never done that. I've always just made my rows and planted right away. Well, what we did this time was I went up, and y'all saw in one of my previous videos, we took the disc killers and the fertilizer distributor that was on here, and we fertilized, bedded the rows and everything up. They're up probably 16 inches high like this. And just been letting them sit there now for, I don't know, what, about a month, baby, probably? About a month they've been sitting there. When Joey showed me his, I said, that's a piece of grater blade, you know? Well, you know me, I went plundering around on this property. And because I find all kind of gold mines on this property here. And I went off in the woods down in there. I knew where there was a bunch of stuff at. Got to digging around, and I found a 5-foot box blade or grater blade of some kind. That joker is some kind of hard. Took me and Tim 45 minutes to drill one hole in it. Because we had to have an extra hole drilled to get it where it would line up with a hole on the other side where we could get this thing on here. I tried to cut it with a Sawzall, and I couldn't cut it. So Tim had a piece of equipment that cut it. He cut a foot off the end of it for me. We got it laying over to the side here. And me and Tim put it on here. Well, he was ready to go then, and I looked at it and I saw it was just caked in rust. I was like, dirt will not flow with rust. So one day Chris was here, and Chris wanted something to do, so I said, well, we took a hand grinder, and I told him, I said, grind away, you know, grind it down to the bare metal. And he sit and ground that whole thing down to the bare metal. And we painted it. It's been sitting there now for, I don't know, 2 weeks, I reckon. I finally put it on this morning. Wanda and I finally have an opportunity to go to the garden and work for a few minutes. So we've pulled, now I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. We went to the high tunnel out here, and I pulled up, not all of my cauliflower plants, probably 3/4 of them. I took a shovel and went underneath them in the raised bed and pulled them all up with the dirt and all on their roots. And we've got them out here in Wanda's.
And Wanda forgot to video it.
Yeah, Wanda was watering the high tunnel and forgot to video me taking them up. But we got them in there in her Kubota. Now, old-fashioned, I used to plant cabbages commercially and bell peppers commercially and tomatoes and all that stuff commercially. Me and my daddy. And when you got plants, they just come in bundles with a rubber band around them. The roots was all exposed. I mean, they live fine. And I told Wanda, I said, why can't we do that now? So today will be that's one reason I didn't take them all up, to be honest with you. Today will be the challenge to see, can you still do that? Can you just pull them up out of the ground, leave the roots just dangling, and separate them out and stick them down the ground, punch a hole, stick them in the ground, pour some water around them, and see if they'll make it.
So we're doing broccoli and cauliflower.
We're going to do it all today, but right now we got just cauliflower right now.
And then broccoli. And
we have some onions coming from Hall's Tool today. I don't know if we'll get that in the video today. We'll try.
No, they are Vidoras?
Vidoras. Yeah, they're Vidoras. We got just a little small pack of them. I had a bad experience last year, so I just got a few this year to try it. We've got them, I think, in time this year. They're supposed to. Last year we didn't get them to way up in December, and they made a few onions, but didn't do good. Lost most of them.
And our little onions are.
Ours is only about.
Well, you've cut them twice.
Well, we've had to replant because the first ones we did in the little cell cubes, I ain't doing that no more. They just didn't work out. We replanted in the bed. Now, they're up thick as a hair on. Dog's black. I've already trimmed them once. I got to trim them again today. And I just hit them with 20 again. I'm going to hit them with some micro boost a little bit later on. And hopefully, in another week, I might be able to get them out and get them in the ground. So, so let me get to see if this thing, it ain't been cranked in, I don't know, 2 months.
At least a month.
Yeah, see if it still cranks and runs. Okay, guys, this is farm all number 1 sitting here. Sitting in the barn getting all dusty. I just need a new barn to put this in where we ain't got dust all in it, you know? But now, you come around, here's the other one sitting here. We have 3 rows made up. I'm going to start on the 2nd row because onions tend to have to stay in the garden longer than anything else does. The broccoli and the cauliflower will come out before the onions will probably. So I'm going to save that 1st row for my onions. So, you know, that way it doesn't interfere with my gardening this spring. All right, let's see how this thing works.
Go up a little bit.
Doing a good job?
Yeah.
The row's too high. the first pass it was just piling over it and it's leaving dirt clods in it, and I don't like dirt clods in my garden. So I turn around and come back down it the second time, and we've got a nice flat level bed there.
Looks nice.
I wanted it where I could, in the future, pull dirt up to the plants, because if I leave it up on too high of a bed, you can't pull no dirt up to the plants, you know. So that's probably 2 foot wide, maybe.
Pretty close.
It's
a nice bed. I think you can stagger them.
No, then I can't plow them.
You ain't plowing cauliflower.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna plow my cauliflower. I'm gonna put them in as straight of a row as I can, because you got 2 feet wide. You know, they may wander a little bit, but yeah, wow, I like that. I think it's gonna be I think the new addition's gonna work out pretty good.
They think you're going to feed them.
I've already fed them this morning. I fed them, gave them a roll of hay. They're just gluttons.
Yeah, but you're in the garden.
I know it. I'm in the garden. They've been eating all my pecans up. All right. What do you think about that far apart, probably?
Oh, you doing this? I'm just watching.
What I want to do is see, this is our plants. So what I want to do is, this is the kind of root system they got on them. They got a decent little root system. I want to be able to drop them in the hole and kind of cover them up. This is what we did when we used to plant, you know. We stick them in a hole. I used to plant cabbages like that. We just punch a hole and we stick them in the ground. You got to be really careful taking these out of there, because these things are so tender.
And they got a crook on them.
Every one of them's got a crook. Let's just hope they straighten up. And I know it looks like they wouldn't make it, but
we're going to water them here in a little bit.
We're going to water them in a little bit. I am noticing one thing. The ground is not as mellow doing it this way as it is if I just make my rows up and plant right behind it. So I'm a little concerned about ground not being really mellow. That does concern me a little bit. I'm used to my soil just being really soft.
The top little bit is, but down low, since it's been a month since you've done this.
Yeah, it's rained on it and all that.
But it is wet and damp. It's not powdery.
No, it's not powdery. That's one thing for sure. It's not powdery. And we're getting the roots probably, I don't know, a good 3 inches in the ground maybe. This used to be my daddy's job. My job was to come along and put them in the holes.
When you was real little.
When I was little. Yeah, he'd tell me, now boy, put them things in the hole. Don't you break them off. And I had to sort through the little plants and determine which ones was.
He had a kid doing it.
Yeah, and I was a little kid.
But he taught you well.
Well, yeah.
If you'd have waited till you was a teenager,
that's a nice little
you might would have just slapped through it.
Probably so.
If you hadn't been taught early.
But this was a way of life for us. My daddy done this so much. He was so precise. He looked like a machine. He could just, like they was perfectly spaced.
You thinking too much. He just walked and poked a hole.
He did. He just walked in. I don't know what that is. It ain't going in here, I can tell you that.
We've got enough weeds and grass.
Yeah.
And sweet potatoes.
Well, we had all that cow manure in this bed. There's no telling what it was.
A raised bed, yeah.
I wish they hadn't had that crook on them. That makes every one of them. And the ground is not mellow enough I can push them over to the side. I will tell you this, that ground is cold. 2 days ago it was 24 degrees here, 26. Today it's going to be 70, what, 78?
73 or 75.
75 today?
But in a couple of days, 77.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like,
We're going to have some warm temps for a while. Let's hope the warmth don't... Well, they should handle the 70s.
yeah.
They just don't need 90s.
Yeah, they don't need the 80s and the 90s. But now the heat index may be up there. You don't ever know.
Now, see, that's a pretty little plant. So
All summer long, we didn't have no bunch of baby deer. And
we
right
got them now.
We got baby deer everywhere.
You're going to get your monitors and put back across here because you've taken them up.
All right, guys, I'm being very, very careful here. Trying to get these out of here without damaging them.
But these are the cauliflower here.
Yeah, that's the cauliflower. We planted, a while ago, 146.
And you still got...
I still got probably
40 there?
40 or 50 there. Plus, this high tunnel is all planted in cauliflower. Everywhere. Yep.
And then we got cauliflower in these. And then we've got all our carrots, cauliflower down there, and all those over there. So you've got a lot of cauliflower. You got one thing that's collards, right?
Yeah, that's out yonder in the...
Well, what's one of these different, or all these cauliflower?
All these are all cauliflower.
Okay.
Now I'm doing broccoli. Trying to get it up here.
And this is the cabbage you planted. So there's a few of those left.
Yeah, all of our cabbages did well through the freeze. Or there was yesterday, let me put it that way. I haven't been back this morning. This is a lot of broccoli.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of broccoli and a lot of cauliflower.
I mean, you stop and think, I only planted a spot here about 12 to 16 inches wide and 12 to 16 by 2 foot. And there's probably, I don't know how many hundred in here. I mean...
And how many did you say cauliflower you planted in the field?
146. I counted them a while ago.
146. And there's probably, what, nearly 100 in this. It might not be 100, but at least 75 in here, in all these pots.
Oh, I don't know. Good Lord. Oh, there's...
At least 75 here.
There's...
6 in each one.
At least 5 and 6 in every bed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 times 6 is 54. So there's at least 60, say, because some of them's got more.
Yeah, some of them has more in it. The longer ones has more. Like that one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus it's got the lettuce in it too. So.
Yeah, you put lettuce in that one and this one right here. This one's got lettuce in it too. So it's got cauliflower and lettuce. We're seeing if they cohabitate.
Yeah, I was trying to see if they work together okay. You know, I mean, if they do, then hey.
Well, we could add to other beds. Even if we don't eat it, we can give it away.
Yeah.
People will eat it.
We went, when we was in town, I told Wanda while we was in town, I told her, I said, look, I said, we don't have any of the I call it the old-fashioned kind of cabbage, you know, that makes the round heads. We only got like 6 plants or something like that. I said, while we're in town, let's just pick up a few more, because what we planted here didn't come up from Hoss or this Copenhagen Dutch, whatever this was right here. Copenhagen.
That was from Ferry Moore's.
The Copenhagen didn't come up.
Yeah.
I said, we'll just pick up some more. Ain't no plants in town. So I was like,
no,
okay.
We haven't been to Walmart. We
haven't been to Walmart.
But none of the businesses are getting
usually
plants.
Carry them. They don't have them no more. So I asked them, I said, y'all ain't got no plants? And they said, no, but it's hunting season. It ain't time to be worried about gardening.
And they had no fall flowers. Nobody had fall flowers. Now, Walmart might. I just didn't go. When I was in there the last time, they had none. So they may have them now, but I don't go in there very often.
Right. We try not to go to Walmart.
So if we had been expecting to buy plants this year, we would have been very limited.
We would have been, we'd have been in trouble. Something just told me this year to do this. I had that feeling. You know?
Those broccoli plants are pretty.
I mean, these are, I'm trying to be easy with them. I hit them with, been about 2 weeks ago, I hit them with 20-20-20 from Hoss Tool, the liquid fertilizer. And
they look nice.
What I'm trying to do is get them away from the onion side here, so that when I get ready to get my onions.
And we do have some Hoss onions coming in, we said earlier.
Yeah.
They hadn't made it yet.
They ain't made it here yet, so.
We may be planting some onions today.
Yeah.
These you're going to wait a while and just see how they do.
I'm going to give them a little bit longer, yeah. I can't wait too long, but I'm going to give them a little bit of time.
Yeah, because we need them in the ground.
Yeah, they need to be in the ground. That's what I like to see, you know, pull them up like that. But they don't always come up like that. So I don't know. That's a lot of broccoli.
Keep digging.
I mean, that's an awful lot of broccoli.
I got grandkids eat broccoli. We don't need it. We got somebody that'll eat it.
Our children will eat it, I guess.
Yep. Or the animals will get the plants.
That's our other thing is our biggest issue where we're at here now is that's done broke. Is dealing with wildlife. And that's our.
They've had the run of the property for 30 years, so
yeah.
It's really hard to get that under control.
We're getting there. But it's taken a lot of time, I can tell you that.
And a lot of effort.
Yeah. God, it's hard to believe it's that hot out here right now. And you can look at them right there. Look at the ones I'm planting now. I mean,
Sun's just zapping them right quick.
The sun's zapping them to death. It is so hot.
It's not that it's hot, it's the sun's hot, but the temperature's not that bad.
No, temperatures, I think we're in the 70s. But the intensity, there's not a cloud. I mean, there's no clouds.
This side of my face is facing the sun, and this side of my body is burning up while the other side's cool. That's how intense the sun is.
I'm having to keep these plants in my body shade to keep them from wilting. I know that sounds crazy, but
And I'm coming behind him watering as fast as we can, just hoping that by tomorrow they'll all perk up.
we'll know by in the morning, you know. If they make it through to this sun today, and they're standing up in the morning, we'll be all right. But we just got to get through this day. If today had been cloudy, it would have been great. Yeah, guys, we finished getting the broccoli in. We've got 115 broccoli plants out there.
146.
146 cauliflower.
Yeah. I
don't know how many of each will make it, because they look pretty bad right now. They're wilted down, laying on the ground. The sun has been so intense, but it is, thank the good Lord above, it's clouding up.
It's pretty.
And that is a blessing to break this intensity of this sun was a while ago. So maybe things might work out in our favor. Now we're waiting on a delivery of the Vidora onions from Hall's Tool, and as soon as we get them, I'll knock down a certain section of this row right here, and we'll come back and put them in, and we'll probably try to get some footage of that when we get ready to do that. But it's all working out pretty good so far. So liking the blade. That's a pretty good deal for doing what we're doing here. Now we do lack a little bit on the ends of each row down yonder. I am considering going and getting some maybe some rutabaga or turnip seeds or something.
We got plenty of rutabaga.
Yeah, and putting them out. We don't have
Wanda over ordered one year, and we got like.
Well, we couldn't find any, and then when we found them, we over ordered. But maybe some turnips, or I really like mustards better than I do turnips.
I'm gonna put some in the VEGO beds.
Yeah, I think I might, if we find some mustard seed we got, I might come over and put some, I think we have the Florida broadleaf mustards maybe. Yeah, I might finish one of them rows out with that and see if we can't get us a little bit of mustard going there. Because we got some, we got a few collard plants up there. We've got our cabbage, our broccoli, our cauliflower, and if we get a few mustards, I would like some purple top turnip just for the roots if we can get them.
And some kale.
And some kale. So
you got a lot to do.
Got a lot to do. So we'll hang in there and stay with us. We'll show you a little bit later. All right, guys, we just got our onions in a few minutes ago. These are from Hall's Tool. These are the Vidoras, and I'm gonna tell you what. Now that's some good looking onions right there. This is like 100 times better than what we got last year. This, I am very well pleased with this right here. This looks like it's gonna make some fine onions here now. They're all uniform. There's a few small ones in it, but most of them are pretty uniform.
Really green.
Really green
sourness
looking. No sliminess, nothing like that to them. I'm very pleased with these this year.
You're gonna be double rowing these.
Yeah, these are double rowed. Guys, I got my dandy little tool here, a little dibbler.
We probably got that from Hall's Tools at some point, didn't we?
Yep, we probably did. Come in a Homestead box. Makes it so nice. Y'all know me, I don't throw nothing away. You only want to cover these about 1/2 inch deep.
And you're putting them about 6 inches?
About 6 inches apart. You can cut the roots off the bottom because they're going to rot and fall off anyway. You're not really hurting anything by doing it because they serve absolutely no purpose whatsoever. You don't want your onions deep underground.
Because you're going to come back and take the...
You're going to pull the dirt away from them anyway. All right. You see them there? Pretty onions. I think this is probably some of the prettiest ones we've gotten in a few years. I mean,
it's been several years.
It's been several years to have onions that pretty. Man, they turned out fantastic.
Now, if the cauliflower and broccoli perk up by tomorrow.
Yeah, if it'll just stand up, it looks kind of pitiful laying out there. But we're trying it the old-fashioned way. Give a shout out to Hoss Tool. Got the onions is really good this year. I can't complain. I think that if everything goes all right, these ought to produce well for us.
We'll be setting ours that we raised from seed out when? About a week, 2 weeks? Around Thanksgiving at least.
Probably closer to Thanksgiving. They're just a little small yet, you know. They're not as pretty as that right there.
No.
They look more like the ones on the end down yonder. But that's okay, because little onions make big onions. And we have planted them in the deep south before, little bitty tiny ones, and made big old bulbs. So hopefully, you know, all of this work that we've done here today, I sure hope that it pans out. Now, when I graded the top off the row, I really didn't know how far these onions was going to go, so I only took a little bit off all the way down. And then when I came back, I started probably twice this distance down. I thought maybe they might go further than that, skimming it down where I really wanted it at. But I didn't want to skim it that low because I know what's going to happen. The soil's going to dry out now. But I didn't do the other part down yonder, so we're good to go with that. But if we don't have enough onions to plant the whole row, we're going to do just what we're going to do on the other rows. We're going to pick out a winter green, and we're going to finish the row out with that.
And if these don't perk up and do something, they're going to be greens.
They'll be kale or collards or something. I don't know what they'll be, but they'll be some kind of green that we can eat. I'm just hoping and praying that they pick up. Now the ones on the other end down yonder, I was looking, they look a little bit better, you know.
Yeah. But they weren't in the sun like these.
Yeah,
this first like 200 plants or so was in the sun
it was
early
bad
this morning. But then it's been cloudy.
Yeah, we looked a while ago. It was 81 degrees a while ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
2 days ago it's 24.
24 2 days ago, and now it's 81.
Well, 24 wasn't high. 24 was the low.
Well, so no, it was the low. But when you got that kind of low, and now you got 81 for a high, and the humidity's 64% a while ago. So
nice compared.
That's nice compared. That's good humidity for us. Usually ours is in the 80s and the 90s, you know, but 64.
We can tolerate.
We'll take it. That's probably the only reason them hadn't went ahead and just fell on down and sucked up all the moisture out of them and died, was because the humidity is that low. Now, I know for a lot of y'all that's probably screaming high, but for us it's screaming low. So, that'll about do it for today, guys. I got to throw the old knotheads out yonder, another roll or two of hay, and keep them satisfied. They're out there eating all my pecans up right now.
And give your chicken some water.
Got to give my chicken some water. And then comes the big butchering days. We got to start butchering chickens. So we was going to do that today, but we found out the onions were coming in today. And that's the thing about a homestead. You always make these executive decisions. You know, you have these plans.
Yeah, you don't make plans very
and
much.
you're sitting up, well, tomorrow we're going to, you know, we made sugar cane for syrup for 2 days.
Well, we weren't planning on doing sugar cane. We were just going to do all our butchering and all this week. And
we was going to get it over with.
And we had to say, well, wait, nope, we can't. Sugar cane comes first.
Yeah, we had a pig coming. We was going to butcher. We was going to butcher all the chickens this week. We was going to get it all done this week.
Do some smoking. And
do smoking some bacon and all that kind of stuff. And then the temperatures was going to plunge to 24 degrees. And I'm like, Wanda, the cane will freeze and we will lose it. So we have to deviate from the butchering. 2 days of sugar cane, and then the onions show up, and I'm like,
actually it's 4 days of sugar cane.
Oh yeah, we had to strip, top, cut, and cook.
So we had 4 days.
Got 4 days of it, and then When these was coming, I told her, I said, the weather is really perfect for planting right now. I told her, I said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and plant all the cauliflower, plant all the broccoli, plant the onions. Let's just do it and get it over with today. And tomorrow will be a new day. And maybe tomorrow we might start the butchering for the chickens, you know? Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.